we're gonna talk mullet. Mullet. Like in my hair in the 1980s, I had a mullet. I looked cool. No, not that kind of mullet. I'm talking about the fish. Well, actually, there are two types of mullet, so we need to be specific here. Did you know that? In the surf, there's lots of mullet right now, and those are actually called white or silver. Well, most people call them finger mullet, right? The finger mullet, 6 inches, 3, 5, 6 inches, and we use them for bait. And that's number one type of mullet. And we're going to talk about that because you know they make good bait. But number two are the stripe mullet or popeyed mullet, or some people call them jumping mullet. And they're bigger. They're like the bigger cousin of the little mullet. Who knew there was so much to know about mullet? I didn't know. Did you know this? I didn't know that. Well, I found out. Well, today we're going to take a look at uses for both the finger mullet and not such, well, someone told me a story. I was told a story. I was told by someone whose husband is from Varnamtown, and I was talking about how Varnamtown originally they caught the mullet and they salted them back in the day. Well, she said, yeah, but you know what you do? You take the mullet and then you butterfly it and you put it on the grill with Kraft barbecue sauce, and you cook it up. You don't even have to take the scales off. You just cut it open, butterfly it, put the barbecue sauce on, and let it cook for like 15 minutes, and then you just take the bone out and eat it like it's a potato. You just eat the meat out of the skin like it's a potato. And I said, hold on, back up. What do you mean by barbecue sauce? She's like, like Kraft barbecue sauce. I was like, you're pulling my leg. So I had to go to Clem's to get the skinny, and they told me the same thing, but they told me you can't get one in the spring. You got to get a fall mullet because the spring ones are full of mud. Well, it's September. That's fall, right? So I'm going to go get a mullet. I'm going to cook it with Kraft barbecue sauce. I'm sure it's going to be good. Let's find out. Come on, let's go. So first, let's start with the silver mullet, the finger mullet, the one that's in the surf. There's so much bait in the surf right now, and this is free bait you can catch and go fishing. Use this for fishing. You do not need to buy bait, but you do need to buy a cast net, and they're about 45 bucks. But look how close this batch of finger mullet was. They're actually in the wash. I'm going to throw this net. Look, I don't throw it but like 5 feet in front of me. It landed right in the suds, and when I pull it up, it's going to be loaded with little free finger mullet bait. Look at this. Here we go. Pulling it up, and they're just dropping out. Look, they're dropping on the beach. Actually, I'm going to drop the whole thing. Oh no, there go all my fish. They're swimming back. It's okay. I did that on purpose. This was for demonstration purposes only. So there's your finger mullet. Now I want to do a shout out for the rec center's fishing class we did this summer. We did one about every month in school, in class Friday night, and then on the beach Saturday mornings. Although this took place on Wednesday afternoon because we got rained out that Saturday morning. But this was the last class of the summer, so we're done until next year. But I just want to thank everybody who came out and was in the fishing class. I had a great time. I hope you guys had a great time too. And on this Wednesday, we went out and we were just catching the blues with that free bait, well, from the $45 cast net, but just catching bluefish, which, if you saw my previous video, I show you how to cook one up and they taste really yummy. So check out that video. Here's one they were giving me their fish that night because they weren't going to take them, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take your free bluefish. I'll go home and have some dinner. Otherwise I would have had to have a salad, right? So I'm going to use the little one for bait for shark fishing for a later episode, and the other one's going to be going into the frying pan or on the grill, actually on the grill. So that is it for the surf fishing class this summer. Till next year. Adios, we'll see you next summer. The sun sets. All right, next up. Back in the surf for some free bait. Now, I'm going to throw the cast net here and get some more. Like I've seen you throw the cast net enough times, Sans. And in fact, I did do a whole video on how to throw the cast net, even though I'm not very good at it, as you'll see from this throw right here. But this is for a totally different purpose. I had to throw this a little bit further than the suds. I want to show you free bait, but not to use the free bait right now, but how you can save yourself some money next year. So I'm always selective about the bait. I try to get little ones when I'm going to put them on my little hooks, but this time I was trying to keep the big ones. So I filled up my bucket with like 6-inch, if they were released, and then bigger, and I brought them home, and I got out my cigar bags
which are perfect for my cigar minnows. Is that what we call them? Our finger mullet anyway. And I'm just going to put them in the bag, right? I'm just going to load each one of these bags up, and Ziploc bags would just work just as well. I just thought the cigar bag was funny. So yeah, I'm just going to fill a bunch of bags up and see how much I have here. And then I'm going to take this whole little batch and I'm going to put it in the freezer so that next year in May and March, when the bluefish come back around and there's no bait in the surf, I'm going to have bags of bait. I've got about 8 bags here. That's probably about $50 worth of free bait. So there you go. We're saving you money. Next, I want to bring in our superstar to talk about the jumping mullet, the popeyed mullet, and how to go about cooking them, or at least how I was told.
My name is Beth Kaysen Cluis. I grew up at Holder Beach of a family of fishermen, shrimpermen. Something we would always enjoy in the fall of the year would be barbecued mullets. Yes, barbecued mullets. You split them down the back, do not scale them. Put them on a charcoal grill. Let that be your little pan to cook them in. Put barbecue sauce, thick Hunt's Craft barbecue sauce on them. Barbecue those, and they are delicious. Don't do the spring. You've got to do the fall ones. Enjoy.
Now, because it's very difficult to catch a jumping mullet or popeyed mullet on hook because they eat vegetation, and I don't have a gill net, I had to go to Clem's to pick one up. And I was lucky because right there, right next to the bait, because that's what it's supposed to be used for, was a big old honkin' popeyed mullet just sitting there. And I'm like, do you want some help? They said. And I was like, yeah, put that bad boy in a bag. So she rinsed it off. And not only did she put it in one bag, but she actually put it in 2 bags because it was that big. It's the biggest popeyed mullet I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if they're supposed to be that big. Are they supposed to be that big?
How big is a small mullet?
Well, they would be like this long, where the bigger mullet you're going to barbecue's like that.
My mullet's bigger than that.
Your mullet's bigger than that.
Big,
I'm not really sure what kind of mullet you have.
Go keep doing that.
Your
Keep
mullet.
going. A little more.
Your mullet's that big?
Yeah, about that big.
Oh, I don't know what kind of mullet that is. That is not the mullet I would want to eat.
No, okay. Don't eat that mullet.
Don't eat that mullet.
So although I had an abnormally large popeyed mullet, I crossed the bridge back onto the island and I went to our local Food Lion where I had to find and procure the main ingredient. So I went down the aisles and I was looking for the main ingredient. Before I did, I stopped by the lard buckets, or at least tried to find the lard buckets, because my neighbor Dave said that back in the day, they would keep them, they would catch these mullet and put them and store them in lard buckets. But all I could find was vegetable shortening. So where's the lard buckets? I'm never going to be able to store mine butter flavored, at least. So anyway, pass on the lard bucket. Just going to go get the secret ingredients. Secret ingredient, which really is barbecue sauce. So the barbecue sauce aisle. Now, navigating the Food Lion is quite difficult most times, especially during tourist season. But even with locals, it can be quite busy in there because I believe it's cheaper than Publix. That could be part of the reason. But anyway, I'm just looking for the barbecue sauce, and not just any fancy. I don't want fancy barbecue sauce. You know, I mean, I would do that if I was doing ribs or something, smoked, hickory flavor, whatever it is. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for spicy honey or anything like that. I'm looking for Kraft original barbecue sauce, and that's what I got. Let's go. Okay, I think that's slightly better. We'll see how it goes. Let's see what's in this bag. The mullet, the llama mullet. Look at this. How big is this fish? This is about a foot. It's got to be like 20 feet. Ooh, he's ugly. Look, I'm gonna rinse him off real quick. I'm gonna all these bags here and put those on there. I'm gonna cut off the tail. I'm gonna cut off the tail and use that for fishing. I have so much meat here to eat. I'm never gonna eat this all, so I'm just gonna take this right here. Oh, that's a big bone in there. Oh, I'm right on the fin. I'm gonna go shark fishing with that. I thought this knife was sharp. All right, there you go. I'm gonna use this crazy. I'm gonna use that for shark fishing. I'm gonna throw that in the bag. I'm gonna gut it. We'll see what's inside here. Ooh, looks nasty. Doesn't smell pretty. Does not smell good at all. I'm not lying. This fish is kind of on the stink side. They say the spring ones are filled with mud. I think this guy's filled with mud. All right, that was rather gross. I'm gonna butterfly him right open. All right, here's the story. I was told. I work with someone whose husband is from Varnamtown. And I was told that you can eat these things. And you want to wait till the fall, because in the spring they're filled with mud. This one seemed to be pretty filled with mud. So I went to the store and I got the mullet. It was a really big mullet, and it wasn't good.
Because I told you had to get the mullet in the fall of the year.
But it's September.
Yeah, but you've got to get more fall. You've got to make sure the mud's out of the mullet.
How will I know?
Wait till the weather gets cool.
And the way to do it was you butterfly them open, which is what I'm doing now. I still got some guts in here. I gotta go clean this out. All right, just like that. I think I'm gonna take the head off. I don't know why I didn't think to do that before. Got some bone. Got some scales. This is a big fish. I didn't think this through. I clearly did not think this through. All right, again, clearly did not think this through. So here's the story. I work with someone whose husband's from Varnamtown, and I was doing a lot of work down in Varnamtown because I was doing the boat tours this summer. And she said, we was talking about how Varnamtown sort of started. They would gill net, catch the mullet, popeye mullet like this, can them. And she says, well, you know how to cook them is, I was like, how? She says, well, you get one, which I got one, and you butterfly it, and you open it up, and you put Kraft barbecue sauce on it. And you put the barbecue sauce on it, and you don't have to scale it or anything, and you just cook it up, and then you peel the bones out, and you eat it almost like a potato, right out of the, and maybe I should just cut it in half, and eat it right out of the shell, if you will, out of the scales. And I said, whoa, stop, hold on. What do you mean barbecue sauce? Like barbecue sauce? And she was like, yeah, like Kraft barbecue sauce. And I was like, on fish? Kraft barbecue sauce on fish? And then I started thinking, this lady's pulling my leg. You know, she sees a Yankee. Okay, I've been here a long time, but you know how it is. I'm still a Yankee. I'm a damn Yankee because I didn't go back home. All right, in my defense, I've been here longer than I lived there, and it wasn't my choice to be born a Yankee. I can't help it. Okay, so I'm here now. I'm from the north originally, but I've lived here a long time. How long will it take for me to become a local?
I don't know. I don't know if you'll ever be a local.
I'll never be a local?
I don't know if you'll ever be a local.
Darn. Okay. Now, what else can we say?
You could say you've lived here a long time.
How long have you lived in North Carolina?
All my life.
Do you think that Betsy's a real Southerner, or do you think she's making it up?
You bet.
Yeah.
She's true blue.
She's true blue. She's a real thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure out if Beth was a real Southerner or not. She says she is.
I would not even need the validation of how long she had lived here to say that Beth is a true Southerner.
She's the real deal.
She's the real deal.
So anyway, back to the story. I digress. Kraft barbecue sauce on the fish, put it on the grill, cook it up, eat it yum. And I went to Clem's the first time I went there, and I told them this, and they said, yeah, that's true, but you can't eat the fish in the spring because they're full of mud. But this one actually had a lot of mud. So you see me, I washed it all off. I kind of washed a lot of it off. So I kind of understand what they were talking about being filled with mud, because I was thinking the mud would just be in their stomach, but it actually all is in the lining here. And so I went to the store and I got the mullet. It was a really big mullet, and it wasn't good.
Because I told you had to get the mullet in the fall of the year.
But it's September.
Yeah, but you've got to get more fall. You've got to make sure the mud's out of the mullet.
How will I know?
Wait till the weather gets cool.
Okay. Wait till the weather gets cool.
Wait till the weather gets cool.
All right, here we go. Open this bad boy up. All right. Had it dry with a little paper towel. I washed it again. To keep it nice and clean. Get it nice and dry. For the Kraft original. I mean, that's what she said. Original barbecue sauce. Whoa. I've never done this before, and I don't know what I think about this concept, but man, I'm going for it. That's some barbecue sauce on there right now. I'm just gonna get crazy. I'm gonna get crazy because I don't know. I don't know what to do. There it is, the Kraft barbecue sauce. Woo. Ooh. Uh-oh, my aluminum broke. Oh, that's hot. Hot.
I don't know how I'm going to get it off. That's it. The fish is on the grill. I'm not going to cover it up. I'm going to leave it. Leave it like that. Just going to see what's going to happen. There, we'll come back. One more time. Now I'm thinking it's ready. That looks like I'm ready to eat it. Well, put it up and we'll see what happens. Oh, okay, here we go. I'm going to give it a little try here. It's hot. Ready? Mmm. I mean, it's not bad. It's not. The cat just jumped up on the table. Get out. Look. Oh my gosh. I guess it'll make good cat food if I don't like it. I mean, it's interesting. I don't know. Barbecue sauce on fish. It tastes like I cooked the chicken and the fish at the same time. Look at this cat. Look up. He's trying to get up here so bad. All right. I did it. I tried it. It's not bad. Just not like sure I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm still eating it though, right? I'm not sure I'm gonna do it again. I'm not even sure I'm gonna finish it. It's just weird. It's weird. Okay, you can have it, buddy. Here, it's all yours.